I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars.
Welcome to the Money Chronicles. Today, we delve into the high-stakes dispute that has unfolded between President Donald Trump and entrepreneur Elon Musk. Their recent disagreement over a significant tax and spending package has escalated into a public debate, with ripples felt across markets and within the halls of government. We'll trace this evolving relationship from its collaborative beginnings to its current, challenging phase. Just months ago, Elon Musk stood as a notable ally to President Trump. He made a substantial investment of nearly $300 million into Trump's 2024 re-election campaign and even took on a crucial role leading a new White House efficiency office. Together, they championed a vision of deregulation and policies designed to invigorate American industry and innovation. It was a partnership aimed at efficiency and economic growth. The turning point came with the Big Beautiful Bill, a comprehensive legislative package designed to extend the successful 2017 tax cuts, bolster national defense spending, and thoughtfully reevaluate social program funding to ensure long-term sustainability. While the bill aimed to stimulate the economy, Musk expressed strong public concern, calling it a disgusting abomination. His primary warning was that it would significantly swell federal deficits by over $2 trillion in 10 years. Critically for his ventures, eliminate electoral tax incentives. That had been a key driver of Tesla's growth. On June 5th, speaking from the Oval Office, President Trump publicly conveyed his very disappointed reaction to Musk's strong criticisms. He underscored the considerable support his administration had previously offered to help build companies like Tesla and SpaceX, suggesting a sense of Moments later, Musk took to X, formerly Twitter, to express his disapproval by playfully renaming the bill Slim Beautiful Bill for the win, highlighting the growing tension. Within hours, the dialogue intensified. President Trump, prioritizing fiscal responsibility and a leaner government, suggested that canceling billions in federal subsidies and government contracts for Tesla and SpaceX could be the simplest way to reduce expenditures and save billions in the federal budget. He emphasized that every effort was being made to reduce the national debt, hinting that even NASA's next space Starship launch might need to be re-evaluated to ensure taxpayer money was being spent wisely. Musk responded with his own pointed remarks, making an unverified allegation about the president's potential appearance in the Jeffrey Epstein files and suggesting this was why the documents remained sealed. He went on to urge Congress to consider impeachment, labeling Trump crazy and claiming the president's current position wouldn't have been possible without Musk's financial backing. This showed the depth of the personal frustration that had developed. Investors reacted swiftly to the escalating rhetoric. Tesla shares plunged nearly 6% just after Trump's Oval Office remarks, compounding an earlier 3% drop. By day's end, the intraday decline approached 12%, wiping over $60 billion in market value. The Nasdaq Composite also slid, reflecting broader market anxieties that significant political disagreements could introduce volatility, disrupting corporate earnings and regulatory stability. Analysts now highlight a potential regulatory overhang for Tesla's future endeavors, particularly regarding next-generation self-driving approvals and for SpaceX's crucial government contracts. The concern is that without Musk's previous access and influence, agencies like the National Highway Traffic Administration and the Air Force might adopt a more cautious approach to autonomous vehicle testing and satellite launches, focusing strictly on established protocols. Republican lawmakers now find themselves in a complex position. On one side stands President Trump, leveraging the loyalty of his base and advocating strongly for legislation he believes is vital for national economic health and security. On the other stands Musk, a significant figure in business and a potential financier who has indicated a willingness to support candidates, including Democrats, who align with his views on the tax package. An anonymous senior Musk advisor warned, he will back Democrats if necessary. He absolutely will, presenting a clear challenge for GOP senators as they weigh their votes. Beyond this immediate dispute, broader economic considerations are at play. Musk has also vocalized concerns regarding President Trump's recent tariff policies, suggesting they could contribute to a U.S. recession by late 2025. Elevated levies on Chinese imports, while intended to protect domestic industries, have driven up production costs for various sectors, potentially squeezing profit margins and impacting overall GDP growth. Meanwhile, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office projects that without certain electric vehicle tax credits, federal deficits will continue to grow, potentially pushing long-term interest rates higher. Reinstating those incentives, a key point in Musk's lobbying efforts, could potentially shave hundreds of billions off the debt trajectory over the next decade, addressing a fiscal concern shared by many. In Washington, Senate leaders are actively working to secure the necessary 60 votes to pass the bill. Several moderate Republicans have publicly expressed concerns over the projected deficit impacts, creating an opening for last-minute negotiations and potential adjustments. Sources indicate that negotiators are now exploring options such as restoring up to $7,500 in EV tax credits, reinstating key research and development deductions, and establishing a special oversight committee to meticulously monitor discretionary spending. On the ground, Tesla investors are carefully recalibrating risk. Some hedge funds are trimming long positions, while activist investors are pressing for greater clarity on how Musk intends to navigate this politically charged environment. At SpaceX, key customers, including NASA and the Department of Defense, are closely monitoring contract renewal talks, with concerns that potential funding adjustments could lead to delays in satellite launches and critical crewed missions. What happens next? If Musk succeeds in rallying moderate Republicans, or even Democrats to his side, the final bill could emerge with EV credits intact and potentially some tariff relief provisions added. This outcome would undoubtedly provide a near-term boost to Tesla's outlook and reassure markets. Conversely, if President Trump holds firm on his legislative priorities and Musk's public stance does insignificantly alter the voting landscape, we could see a protracted standoff, a scenario that might cool corporate government cooperation and potentially put future SpaceX missions on indefinite hold. Either way, the Musk-Trump dynamic marks a significant moment at the intersection of corporate influence and political power. It demonstrates how public statements and policy disagreements from influential figures can resonate deeply through financial markets, potentially reshape legislative outcomes, and shift the balance of power on Capitol Hill. For investors, policymakers, and business leaders alike, the message is clear. When power and money collide, the fallout can be swift, unpredictable, and costly. We'll keep tracking every twist and turn right here on the Money Chronicles. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an update. And remember, in this story, your portfolio might feel the impact long before the headlines change.